STL TV breaking fools off.
What up, my nigga?
STL TV breaking fools off.
This is a STL TV production.
STL TV breaking fools off.
Yeah. You a hopper fool?
STL TV breaking fools off. Yeah. We on the west side, the 6 side, majestics, worldwide, individuals, originals, all ride, city to city, hood to hood, strictly.
SED TV Sunday Conversation all the way in St. Louis with my boy OG Chris, Individuals Car Club. What's going on with you?
What's happening, Sid?
All right.
Glad to have you in the town, man. Appreciate what you do for us and how you make us look across the world.
That's
Not
right.
the country, the world.
That's right. Good looking out on that. All right, so let's start from the beginning. When did you start low riding? Or when did you start low riding? What age were you? And how did you get started?
25, 1991. I'll say this, I bought the car in 90, and I wasn't on fluid until February of 1991. And when I say that, like I said in the Hall of Fame thing, I don't consider you low riding until you're on fluid. So when I got on fluid, that was in February. I had the car back in 1990 of September. So that's 1991 when I started.
Oh, okay. All right. Who was the first person or club that you started low riding with in St. Louis?
Well, the first person here that I saw was Norman, a guy named Norman. Black 64, he bought from California and brought it here and to Shop the Park. That was in that was 89, he did that. Shop the Park, man. St. Louis wasn't ready for it. But before that, I'll say Lamont, we call him Hydraulic Lamont. He had a Monte Carlo that he put hydraulics on and had it down at the convention center at the car show. Then the following, that season, that was like the winter start. And then that season, Norman broke with that 4 and just changed St. Louis, and everybody said they got to have that. And that's when I got mine that following year in 90.
90.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Norman was the person that supplied the hydraulics around this area at that time.
No, it was Lamont, Hydraulic Lamont. That's my mistake on that. It was Lamont, Hydraulic Lamont, that really brought it here. The first car everybody's seen that was cut like that.
Okay.
And then Norman followed suit with the 64, and that's the one that got all the fame because how clean it was. You know, California car.
Right.
Of course. You
Right.
know, 13s, the big white walls. That was, gold Dayton's, man. That killed it.
Okay. Low riding spots. You got any low riding spots or car hangout spots out here in St. Louis?
Yeah, well, back in the beginning, it was Forest Park. Forest Park was the spot. That's where we started hanging out. Then go from the park to Natural Bridge and Kings Highway, hit the skating rink on Sundays. All that was done on a Sunday. But now, by us being older, the young people, they out there doing their thing. So us as low riders at our age, we found our own place. We go to Larimore Park. We go to Forest Park, to a certain part of the park, what we call the bridge, and we do our thing there. Then we ride St. Louis. We ride the streets.
Oh, okay. All right. How did you get introduced to the Individuals Car Club?
That started with us, me and a friend of mine, Fabian, looking at magazines, the Young Hog tapes and all, rest in peace, Young Hog. Young Hog tapes and an article came out in the magazine on the Individuals. Charles Clayton was running the club at the time. So it was a paragraph that I read where it said, if you wanted to become a member or be down, come hang out with us on a Sunday, get to know how the club is, and then probably get a prospect to become a member. And we way out here in the Midwest, they don't see us. I wonder how can we, get part of that group, And at this time, you had a lot of Mexicans or whatever. Nothing against that. They was the face of low riding.
Right.
And for us to see them out there, the brothers out there doing what they do, and the cars they had, and we was kind of on that same level. I said, man, let's see if we can, what can we do? So I took and Slauson's Hydraulics had the remote control hydraulic setup, but you work with the remote. I still got that remote control hydraulic setup in the basement.
Right.
But I just happened to, I said, hey man, do you know the individual, anybody from the Individuals Car Club? And he was like, yeah, I know, they come in here all the time, or whatever. Matter of fact, one of the guys that's close to Charlie comes here all the time. His name's Lonnie Bolden. You know, Lonnie. You know, Leaping Lonnie is what he said.
Right.
And I said, hey man, is there any way you can hook me up with him to where I can, you know, see if I can prospect to be a part of the individuals? He said, yeah, I give him you give me your number, you leave your number. So I left my number with him, and I told Fabian, because me and Fabian, we was like, you know, that's my guy. So I said, man, they ain't gonna call us back, man. It's just, it is what it is. So probably a week later, Lonnie Bolden called me, and Fabian had to be at my house. Man, we talked to him like about an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever. And he said he was gonna hook me up with Charles, and he did that. Charles ended up calling me and told me to send pictures of our cars and probably a small video of what we do and how we, you know, do our thing out here. Man, we took, and I don't know how this happened, by the grace of God, man, but it was in the wintertime. We were so excited. It was a day in February of, it was still cold outside. It was February of 95. And we took in, February 95, we took in, that day, it got warm. It had been cold. You know how St. Louis weather, it got cold. And that one day, man, it got warm. We said, let's get the cars out. We had the weather report, let's get the cars out, let's do this video, take these pictures. And we did that. And at the end of the day, after we did all the ride and stuff, put the video together, downtown at the old stadium, looked up at the temperature on the clock when the sun was going down, and it said 64. I was like, man, look at that. You know? So we got that to Charles or whatever. Man, he seen the cars, this, that, and that. He said, man, I got enough, man. Y'all down. You know, send me 10, I got 10 cars, you got 10 cars to start a chapter. We had that. And then he said, send him $1,000 and he'll send the plaques. So, and then that's what got us started. That following year was 1996 is when we came on.
Oh, okay. That was my next question. What year?
Yeah, 1996.
Okay. So, well, so you're the president of the St. Louis chapter.
Right.
And Charles was the president at that time.
Yeah, at that time.
Okay. All right. What are the standards, your standards, as letting for your club members, you know, for their cars?
Okay. The rules have lightened up a lot, but back then it was light, then it got strong, then it got light again. But you had to have a clean car. You know, the car got to be in order, mechanically sound, working, and at the time we did it, you didn't have to have chrome suspension, but you had to have it now, but not now, but you have to have a clean suspension, painted and all. The car just had to be clean. Then it got to a point where you had to have chrome suspension in order to be in it. And then now we kind of back to where your car just got to be clean. So yeah, standards have to be kind of just high, not just, you know, riding around, holders hanging off missing. The car got to be intact, lights working, white walls clean, everything on that order.
Yeah. Okay. I talked to this guy yesterday. OG Leon.
Oh, Leon, my man.
Yeah. He said he paid you. He said he paid you a house call or something.
Oh man.
Give me the story, man.
He didn't say that, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, let's start this like I said in the Hall of Fame. On tape, now Young Hog said it happened before, but on tape, I don't know, he don't know who it was, but on tape, I am the originator of the house call. We heard that they was gonna come pull up on us. So we like, no, let's go to them. We going to them. So we went to their house. I wish I knew what volume it was. It'll show us pulling up. And it say Young Hog jumped. I mean, everybody, some people seen it. Young Hog jumped out the car. Young Hog is on the scene, and you know, the individuals, whatever. And then we took and we was hopping, whatever. And they didn't have nothing to pull out. Then all of a sudden, Leon pulled his car out, and he got shut down by Trey Bub with the tray. So Leon, don't be saying that, man. You know we pulled up on y'all first. Come on now. And he probably was smiling when he told you that.
Well, the story was that y'all went over there, and it was raining.
It started raining.
Right, and then I guess he came back to your house by himself one day or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, that day. He pulled up in a stock car, 2 o'clock in the morning. I didn't know who 63 Raggers was. Cold outside. It's probably about, I say it's about 8 degrees outside. Him and Fabian, because Fabian, you know, he on their side now, but still my boy or whatever. They pull up the street, my street just blowing on, up and down the street. I'm like, man, who is this 63 Rag? Now, you don't come to nobody's house that, you know, like that, so you gotta get prepared or whatever. So get yourself prepared or whatever. Then they kinda just went away. The next morning they come over there, man, laughing and stuff. So a car that's uncut with rolling pads with Dayton's on it, I guess, is that what he call a house call? Then that's the payback house call. Leon.
No, we was kicking it last night.
Yeah, okay.
But name some guys that influenced you on low riding.
Oh, Charles Clayton, of course. That's Charles Clayton. Switchman. I mean, you know, you probably see stuff around here. That ain't just, but that's Switchman, you know, Young Hog or whatever. But Switchman is the one for me that kept me wanting to go. When the club out in LA, when there wasn't nothing out there, and Winnie, I know you know Winnie from Nationwide Lowrider, the magazine she used to put together, a newsletter, and she even said it herself that Switchman, you know, was holding the club down. So while he's doing his thing out there, we was doing our thing here. But to see him doing that, it made me want to stay firm and represent. And then the level of cars, Charles Clayton, I got them over there. Them pictures. It's the 8-ball cars up there, and that was like an inspiration for me. And to try to get on that level, you know, just to have a clean car. I didn't get with all the graphics and all that, but just having clean cars. Then to go out to California for the first time in 1999 and actually physically see him putting that turquoise aqua 64 Rag together and seeing how they did things made me come back and up my game. So I would say Charles and Switchman.
Okay, those only two?
No, I mean, you talking about influence, like, oh, it's a, man, I call them a Crenshaw All-Stars. Just looking at the Young Hog tapes, you know, by itself. You know, you got Big Rat. See, this is what we see. We see off of Young Hog.
Right.
You see Big Rat. You see Gangster out there. You see May was doing his thing. You got he built a 57 Rag now. I can't think of his name right now. But it just was so many. I just call him the Crenshaw All-Star. Big Punchy, of course. He had us like watching him, and then we go out and do the same thing, mimicking him. You know, everything that he did. You know, but just all them guys out there. I just call them all the Crenshaw All-Stars, man. You know, you got Stylistics. What's old boy name? The father. Stylistic.
Oh, Dulo.
Yeah. He was like, he was the switch man. Every time you look at the video, dude, that curl, man, hopping cars, you know. But it's just a lot of them, man. I have much respect to all them out there. I probably missed a lot of names, but them the ones that stood out the most, man. You know what I mean? Right. Lil Ernie, that's it. Lil Ernie, man, killing it.
All right, so any clubs brother club out here with in St. Louis?
That's it. Leon 314. Playtime, of course. And let me say this about Playtime, man. Playtime, see, these clubs come from us, believe it or not. They was part of the 10 or 11 cars that we got that got plaqued up first.
Right.
They was part of our club. 314 with Leon and Fabian, but Leon wasn't at that time, he wasn't low riding at that time, but Fabian went over there with them or whatever. You know, you have your problems, this, that, and the other. You know, everybody branch off like you see out in LA. A lot of people were individuals, they branch off. Right. But the one that's the most solid to me right now is Playtime. That's like our sister club. And for them to take, man, and I pull my trophy out all the time when I got to put somebody in check. For them to take and give me that trophy, man, achievement trophy, they gave me that in 2004. For them to take and go through what we went through and them to honor me with a trophy at a banquet, man, forever. They right here, forever, man, because we started out together. We started out, matter of fact, Dave was one of the ones with Lamont. Playtime Dave, right. He was, they called him LA Dave back in the day, because there was some LA stuff going on. He was the one that, he had a Delta 88, man, that was cut, and he was like one of the first pioneers that did it, and then I come along, Rayon, which is Mr. JP, he came along, and then I came along after them, and we was all one group. We called ourselves the Juice Crew back there. Then I got the individual thing going. We was all individuals. Then they branched off. But for them to come and give me that award, and represent me, and they still represent me to this day, man. That's our sister club. Now you got other clubs here that we all mingle with or whatever. But like you're the dedicated socios. I don't want to start saying names, man, and miss names out. But it's, you got St. Louis Finest. You got it's so many. It's a few of them out here. I just don't want to, miss nobody out and everybody feel a certain way about it.
Right. That's understood.
Yeah.
Speak on Lowrider Hall of Fame. How did you feel when you were inducted?
Oh, I was blown away by that, man. See, again, man, Young Hog, man, listen when I say this, man. Young Hog put us on the map. Rest in peace, Young Hog, man. He's the best to ever do it to me, You got Cali Swinging, and I bought his D tapes and stuff. They was kind of in the same place, but Young Hog, man, for him to come out here and do that for us, man, and then turn around, man, and move out here, he know the realness of us, man. When he was looking at us, he was looking in the mirror. Y'all like us. Like Smoke from LA out there in Watts. Same thing when he first met us, man. Everybody that meet us, like y'all like us, man, because we just them down to earth guys, man. But for him, Young Hog is the one that inducted me and Doug, and I think Darren. It was not when Darren, me, Doug, and a couple other people out here. He inducted us to the Hall of Fame, and gave me that, and I was able to go with my family. I had my brothers from Texas. I had people from here. We showed up deep with that. And to be recognized here all the way in the Midwest for what we do, man, that was great, man. But can I say this about the Hall of Fame? Now, this is I follow Gangsta G Riders. G Riders, what's up? I follow Gangsta, man, and I'm part of that G Rider clique. But he speak and he say things, man, and respectfully, man, he says, it's all about respect. So what I'm about to say is all about respect. But LA is different from us out here. For us to get recognized out here for the Hall of Fame, that's great, but Gangsta has something against the Hall of Fame, and I speak on it like this. He said that, and it makes sense. He said, the Hall of Fame, if you go into the Hall of Fame, which is true what he say, Hall of Fame, they supposed to give you your ring, they supposed to have somewhere to keep you documented, and then everything that he said is in line with that. But out of respect, Gangsta, I'm gonna say this. Us out here, man, y'all think of us as cow tipping and what we do out here. People don't recognize us, man, but for us to be recognized by LA and get on a stage and talk to the people of LA, how you feel about low riding and everything, man, that's awesome. That's above and beyond for us to stand on y'all stage and to get that award. So I'm gonna have to take that award with nothing behind me. As long as I had my family there, I'm good. As long as my friends come back, I'm good with that. And I'm supposed to put my ring on and show my ring, but it isn't. But yeah, I'm good with that, man. So I'm gonna take what they gave me, And yeah, we did spend a lot of money to get in there, and we don't have nothing that we can look up. But I'm cool with it. And the people that I brought, because you get in, then you bring people on. I brought Darren along. I brought from Chicago with Atlanta now. I brought Playtime Dave on. I brought Fabian from 314. All these my people. We from the Sandbox or whatever, I brought Doug. Doug came with me, and I brought a couple others on, man, from St. Louis, man, and that's big for them, man. And everybody made the trip with their family, so we'll take it that way.
All right, well said.
Yeah.
With that being said, what does low riding mean to you?
Man, low riding is, man, let me say it like this. Hot rodding is what I did. That was my thing, racing cars and building cars, out of jump. Mother telling me, what you doing with that jump, what you gonna do with that hump of jump, and then I build that up and make something out of it. Then I said I can do this with 30s and Vogue, 80s Vogues or whatever. So then low riding came. So I want to start like that. When low riding came, I left all that alone. Man, I've been low riding 1991 till now, non-stop, no downtime. It's a lot of greats out in LA, a lot of greats across the country. But day one that I got on the picture over there, day one, I've been low riding, having missed the season all the way up from 91 to 2023. And that there is, like everybody say, it's therapy, I mean, and when you working on them or whatever, it just gives you serenity and peace. And I want to say something else. What keeps me going, man? We had it hard out here, far as low riding, far as getting parts and everything. We ride hard on on Sunday. Man, we tear our cars up, man. You got to get on the phone on Monday and get that cylinder, get that spring, because we didn't know you can get the parts off anything. You had to get that stuff to Reds, order the Reds hydraulic, and hope that it come in by that Friday or Saturday. It's been times where we have to, over the years, we had to take and get stuff from Kansas City. We'll go to London Sun. That's another shop that's sitting over there on the shirt. You know, they've been around since the 90s or what, they gone now. But that right there, man, just the tenacity and the things that you put into it to low ride, man, that's just everything to me.
Okay. You guys' relationship with the Kansas City Majestics?
Oh man, it's bittersweet, but it's a good thing, because when the cameras go off, like it was one time I was out in LA, man. I'm with Switch, man, and we go on 104th and Budlong over there. You know, Pat over there, he got 10-4 and Budlong. We go over there in the hood. You know, Pat over there. I think rest in peace, Terry was over there. It was just right there in the area, right there. We went over there, and I was seeing how these guys was talking or whatever, and I'm like, man, you don't like this dude, do you? I said, man, how y'all talk? He said, oh, man, that's just low ride, man. That's just low ride. That's what we do. You know, that's how we and it's like, yeah, and if somebody mess with him, then I'm gonna mess with them. But when we go on each other, we go on each other. So I always thought, like, damn, I'm like, hey, you know, that tripped me out, right. You know. But Kansas City, Fabian, it's like when Young Hall came out, put us out there on the map, and it's like they had to, like, no, they getting all the shine. No, we finna come show them what we do. And all due respect, man, I ain't gonna lie, man, they used to come to Lincoln Homecoming, LU Homecoming, and they would show out. And then we would get back, then they would get back. Then they came down here one year from Kansas City to our Easter car show. And that's when Lamont stuck that blue 64 that he got from VMAX on. They came down here and thought they was gonna jump all over us, but man, nah, Lamont had to show him up on that one, man. So yeah, that's just a bittersweet rival, man. They're my people or whatever, but yeah, it's just that rival we got. But we cool like that. Yeah, the Majestic. That's right. It came full circle to that.
That's right.
And we still cool. That's what that's about.
Okay, so talk about the feeling you had when you first went to Crenshaw.
Oh man, I was like, man, listen here. To see it live, man, I was like a kid in the candy store again. Young Hall came and he said I need to come out there. I took and came out there on Crenshaw with him or whatever, and to see everybody in action and see all that, man, to actually see like that a wiener schnitzel, that is man, it's like I came home like, man, we gotta get out there, man, we gotta go to the land. Even though we was individuals already, it was like we had to get out there to the land, man, and see it. And then from then on, everybody started going out there. But man, just to see the cars and see the people and see it in action, see when the hops start or whatever, and the intenseness that comes with it, man, it was just great, you know.
Okay. Anything you would like to let the people know about St. Louis, the individuals? Low riding, period.
Okay, yeah, like I say, St. Louis, little town out here, man. Everybody that's low riding, get along. And this city, man, it just goes, it's like we, follow trends to a certain extent. Like I said, I was into hot rodding, I was into the Dayton, the 30s and Vogues, the Dayton's and Vogue, and we got into low riding. And we just like really one community, that try to look out for each other and make this thing fun. Now it was a time where St. Louis kind of like fell off, and then Lamont, he went away for his little vacation or whatever, and he came back and lit the fire back on us. And today, like, we got a picnic, this individuals weekend right now, and we got this meet and greet type situation going on. Not situation. We got this meet and greet going on at the park where we're gonna do a fish fry and feed the people, and then we're gonna do a 25-mile cruise. And everybody that comes here like to ride the streets of St. Louis because the police don't trip with us. And we're going to do a 25-mile cruise from here down to a place called South Lindbergh. There's a Hooters down there, and it's a long strip. that we're gonna ride and do our thing on, and then tomorrow we're gonna do our picnic. But yeah, we just as a collective, man, everybody get along with everybody, man, and we just do our thing and you know, to get ourselves on the map. That's it.
All right. Any last words?
I like to thank Charles Clayton, you know, for putting us on, man. I like to thank Switchman, you know, for you know, putting me up on game and hook me up with that terror threat. That's that secret thing. I know what that he know what that terror threat is. It got my 64 working. So shout out to Switchman and everything that he do for me. You know what I mean? Crenshaw All Stars, man, for keeping me up on my game. You know, watching them and watching the sponsors. I mean the shops and what they do. You know, and how they change things over, whatever. And I just keep up with the trend, man. It's like, man, and to be honest, it's like I follow those guys so much. It's like, excuse me, I follow those guys so much. You would think that I lived out in LA because I know so much about them. I know their name. They only knew what I knew all about them or whatever. You know, just on the good side of what I'm saying. You know, is what I'm saying, man. And to be honored, you know, to be around them or whatever, and they talk with us, man, and they ain't up in the air. They like to see us. They want to feed us. You know, shout out to what's his name, Al from my boy from Prison Riders. Man, he about to roll out the red. He rolled out the red carpet for us, man. Okay. Yes, that's Chubb. Yes, Compton Chubb. Yeah, shout out to Chubb, man. He always, you know, want to make sure we good. Charlie opened his shop up for us, man, and showed us love out there, man. Took me for a ride in the T-Bucket, you know what I mean? And everybody just, they got time to stop and talk to us, man. Big Kibo, you know. Oh, that board right there, I didn't get that, Charlie Brown. I didn't get that, because, you know, he got that in his shop, too. Mm-hmm. But I put that board together, not seeing his, when I got out there and saw his board, I said, dang, I got the same board, because he got pictures with Ice Cube and celebrities and stuff on here, Dougie Fresh or whatever. But I put mine together back in 96 when I became a member of the club. So, but yeah, them guys there, man. Yeah, that's you know, for them.
All right. Well, it's SED TV Sunday Conversation, and you know, I know you low ride hard because when I came out here last time, y'all was putting it on the bumper in traffic. You know.
you got us. Yeah, don't say it. He be getting us, man. Yeah, like so. Before you know it, he up in your face. You know. Appreciate
right.
you, brother.
Right. Yeah. So no, I appreciate y'all for having me come out here and do this, and you know, I come out here to, you know, get the story from you on how the individual started, and you know, and I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody for looking this way at us. I appreciate all the car clubs of St. Louis, and we got a thing we do called Riders United, where we all get together and we do that picnic in the fall. We're gonna start doing like balls, you know, where we can dress up and come out to, you know, to celebrate and laugh or whatever, man. But I appreciate everybody in St. Louis and what we do with this low riding thing. We got to keep it alive, keep it here. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, and I am the originator of the house call, and for my here, I'm the first one to get this interview. The SED, what is it? SED Talk? What is it?
Sunday Conversation.
Sunday Conversation.
Out of town.
That's right. Out of towners edition.
That's right.
Number one.
That's right. All on SED TV Sunday Conversation. My boy OG Chris. Catch you next time.
SED Low-Key TV breaking fools off.
What up, my nigga?
SED Low-Key TV breaking fools off.
This is a SED Low-Key TV production.
SED Low-Key TV breaking fools off.